Mom, we have something very serious and important to discuss today. Some may say it's even as controversial as religion or politics.
Oh, great.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? And what exactly defines a sandwich? Is it based on ingredients or structure? These are the questions that keep me awake at night.
Well, interesting that you are so stressed about this topic. But both. It is both the ingredients and the structure. 2 slices of bread, meat, and maybe some other stuff.
But meat as a defining characteristic leaves so many things off the table. What about the most famous, or one of the most famous sandwiches of all, the PB&J?
Oh boy, here we go.
Let the food fight commence.
Welcome to Too Many Cooks in the Kitchen. I'm Janel, the original cook in this duo.
And I'm Lauren, the one who adds a little extra sass and spice.
Which basically means we don't always agree.
But we always have something delicious to share.
Or to debate. So each episode we'll talk food, health, and family, recipes we love, cooking tips, and how to eat better without losing the joy.
And yes, expect a little mother-daughter banter, because it's not just the veggies that get roasted on this show.
It's 2 voices, 1 mission. Better food, better health.
So grab a fork and hit that subscribe button.
All right, let's get into this crazy debate about the sandwich.
I'm just going to say it. Hot dog is a sandwich, okay?
It is not
you
a sandwich.
can come for me if you want to, but a hot dog is definitely... You literally just defined it. Meat in the middle and 2 slices of bread on either side, which a hot dog has.
Is not 2 slices of bread. It's only 1 folded up around the hot dog.
But technically speaking, there's bread on either side of the meat. So, and it actually gives you even a little bit of extra bread. So it's got 3 sides covered.
Nah, a hot dog is more like a taco.
But arguably, a taco is
Again, it's not a sandwich.
Also. It is a sandwich. I think so.
So the Earl, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, who was quite the gambler, requested a snack whilst he was playing these games. I believe back then the games would go on for a long time, and probably if the poker table in Las Vegas, I guess they also go on for a long period of time. But he was getting a little peckish. So sometime around the late 1700s, he asked somebody, whilst he was in the midst of a game, to bring him 2 slices of bread and a piece of meat in between. He did this so his hands would not get greasy, messing up the cards, and he could continue to eat whilst holding the cards with the other hand. So that is how the sandwich was born. So it really is, if we want to stay traditional, 2 pieces of bread and a piece of meat. And then you start adding some other things.
But by that definition, a hot dog kind of does fit. You can eat a hot dog with 1 hand. It's got a slice of bread on either side of the meat. And you can put other stuff in there if you want to also.
But you're putting it not between the pieces of bread. You're like
balancing
it on top of the meat.
Half the time when you take the hot dog bun apart and split it in half, it comes apart anyways. So then you've got 2 slices of bread anyways, and especially if you're grilling those buns or toasting.
And nope. It's still the only way you could make a hot dog into a sandwich is to cut the hot dog in half, have 2 buns, open them up, flatten them out, and stick them together, and then put some pieces of whatever, ketchup, mustard, relish, chili, in between 2 pieces of bread.
I'm still not convinced. I mean, I'm really, a hot dog is definitely a sandwich. It is.
Well, we can agree to disagree on the hot dog. Taco? Absolutely not, because
Taco is just a Mexican sandwich.
no, it's a taco.
A hot dog. I mean, a taco. Did
I
I
don't
say
want to talk about it.
Okay, well, the taco comes originally, obviously, it hails from Mexico, but the taco itself was inspired by Middle Eastern, like, wraps or, like, shawarma, like, it's
Like a gyro
inspired
or
by, like,
something.
like, a shawarma wrap or a pita or something like that. Which, okay, is a pita a sandwich? You know? Yes, it is. It's
It's a
one
pocket.
slice of bread, technically, but there's meat in between bread elements.
I would say like a grinder, hoagie, all the things for like a hero, all the things that are like, that is more like a hot dog than a sandwich. So I would say like a hot dog is like a hoagie, or a hot dog is like a hero because it is one piece of bread, a bun, sliced down the middle, and wedging in some stuff inside. It is not a sandwich. It's just closer to like
Then what do you call it?
a hot dog. I call it a hot dog in a bun.
But
I would call it a
you need to
sandwich. I don't know
categorize
what
it.
sandwiches and
It
then
needs to be categorized.
no, it's just well then let's call it uh, a hot dog
A
hoagie,
sandwich. Let's call it a sandwich.
a hot hoagie. Or maybe we need to come up with a name specifically for the hot dog in the bun.
So you're saying that because it only has one bread, technically speaking, even though it does wrap around both sides of the hot dog and can be eaten with one hand, that we
It's
need a
two
whole
slices
other
of bread.
category of lunch slash handheld items that encompass hot dogs, tacos, gyros, pita pockets.
See, because that's the thing, is like the sandwich can't be like, it's like a type of food that you eat with your hand, just like the
Mhm.
gyro or the hot dog or the taco or whatever. Now,
But one could
what?
argue they're all in the category of sandwich.
No, they
Yeah.
are all in the category of a type of food you can eat with your hand. We have just bastardized it and said they're sandwiches when they're not. A sandwich is just the thing like a sandwich. It's like saying all soups are bisques. A bisque is a
No.
type of soup. Exactly, right? It's like a bisque has a very
No, but the
specific
sandwich
definition.
is an overarching category of food.
That is where
Like
the debate is, where it's like that is the crux of it, is I do not believe that. I believe like that the
then
sandwich is
sandwich
its
is the
specific.
overarching category, and then it's broken down into wraps and gyros and heroes and hoagies, like this is sandwich, and then there's all the other, and taco.
Well, it's
Hot dog.
very convenient, I think, because but like yeah, in the world of automobiles, you cannot say the car is all the autos, because you have trucks and then you
It's
have
an
SUVs.
automobile, like automobile, and then we have
Yeah,
trucks,
but
and then we have
that's the thing.
sedans and sports
Coupes.
cars and motorcycles.
Right, but the sandwich is like a
The
motorcycle.
sandwich
It's
is
not the
the compares to the automobile.
All right. Well, let's talk about like, okay, we agree to disagree that things that wrap around stuff, I don't believe is a sandwich. You believe it is a sandwich.
Okay,
Well,
so then what about, uh, by your definition, then a peanut butter and jelly is
is
not
a
a sandwich?
sandwich
But you were
technically with
saying
no
that it
meat.
has to be meat.
So we can adjust it and say, okay, it's two pieces of meat, or I mean two pieces of bread, and then some ingredients in the middle. It's not very traditional, but I'm standing by my 2 slices of bread rule. And then, but what about, here's something that I would say is right on the border, and that would be like if you had a croissant.
Okay, then what about a quesadilla? Because that's 2 slices
quesadilla.
of some kind of bread type thing, and then it has filling. So
I guess it's a bread-like thing because it's a flour tortilla.
Yeah.
It's not really a bread, but it is a bread.
Though. It's a flatbread.
Made with flour. It's flatbread. Yeah, because a quesadilla is a sandwich.
So if a quesadilla is a sandwich, then a taco is definitely a sandwich. So like the same thing. A taco is, by your definition, even more of a sandwich because it has meat in it.
Nah. I would say you can get away with sliding that quesadilla into the sandwich category, but because it has 2, one on top, one on bottom, wedged in between things in the middle.
But there's still meat wedged into a taco and a hot dog.
I think it has to do with vertical or horizontal. It has to be horizontal. You have to have it sit.
Who says? Now we're talking longitudinal and latitude, whatever they,
Yep.
Yeah. No, that doesn't.
Okay, what about a croissant? You take a croissant.
Mm-hmm.
You cut it. Now you have 2 pieces. Now that, because it's 2 pieces.
Okay, so what if
you're building a sandwich?
What if you only cut partially through the croissant and then stuff the stuff in there? Then it's not a sandwich. I beg to differ.
By the horizontal rule, it would be a sandwich.
Not if you turned it on its side.
Yeah, well, I guess everything, if you're eating it, it's...
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So a Subway type sandwich, because they cut it on the side, that's a sandwich. But the kind that they cut down the middle at the top, that's not.
A Subway sandwich, they don't cut it all the way through.
No, they don't. But I'm saying they do it and they load it in horizontally. All right. What other... Trying to think of other food items you can eat with your hand. Oh, a wrap. It's a wrap.
A wrap
it's not
totally a sandwich. It's in the sandwich category. It's a food you can eat with your hands, and it has a bread coating on the outside.
So we need to redefine sandwich to be any item you eat with your hands
and
that
it's
has
wrapped in the bread.
Flour or bread type item around it.
Yes. So then that does include hot dogs and tacos and wraps and pitas.
So an egg roll's a sandwich?
No, that one is not a sandwich.
Look, if a wrap can be a sandwich, then an egg roll could be a sandwich.
That's different though. It's not. But hold on though, it has to be cooked after it's wrapped. Whereas, like the outside of it's fried.
So a grilled cheese isn't a sandwich?
That is a sandwich, obviously.
But you have to cook it after you put it together. So that would make the egg roll a sandwich. If we're going to broaden this category, where does it stop?
I mean, I don't really think an egg roll counts, though.
But if a hot dog is a sandwich, then an egg roll's got to be a sandwich.
No. An egg roll is its own thing. It's a unique entity unto itself.
Same as a hot dog.
No, a hot dog is a sandwich.
Oh, let me
A
see if I
hot
can
dog
think
is more clearly a sandwich than an egg roll.
of. Not necessarily, because the only difference between an egg roll and a wrap is that you're frying it afterward. It
Yeah.
has veggies and meat in it, and you wrap it up.
Yeah.
It
Okay, so what about a chimichanga then?
sandwich.
Okay, fine. I guess if a chimichanga is a sandwich, then an egg roll can also be a sandwich.
Because a burrito. What's a burrito?
A
Oh,
burrito is just an unfried chimichanga.
right. But what if the burrito is
Raw.
served with all the stuff on top of it and you have to eat it with a fork?
Now we're getting crazy. I guess technically, I mean, you could, in theory, if you wanted to, you could pick it up. It would be really messy.
I don't know what kind of burrito places you go to, but the ones around here have got so much slop on them you cannot. Like if it's got the red sauce on top and the cheese melted on it, you're not picking that sucker up. It's gonna be too hot.
I feel like though once you start to put things because sandwich by definition, like all the stuff has to be inside of it, you know? Like where when you start putting shit on the outside, that's when stuff gets crazy. Like
So a burrito can come up to the line as long as the burrito doesn't have stuff on it. If you get it all in it,
exactly.
it's fine.
See, that's why an egg roll doesn't qualify because you have to put stuff on the outside, you know? Like it's always served with sauce. You got to dip
You
it.
don't have to use it.
Yeah, but it's always better with the sauce.
Buffalo chicken wrap, you're gonna put the blue cheese with it, but it doesn't even necessarily mean you do.
But you could do it inside of it, so
You could, but then you have to say, "Would you like this served sandwich style?" or or the sloppy burrito style.
we should do a segment, will it sandwich? Like of just different.
Because a sandwich, and see, because we have literally created after the sandwich was born, we, as English loves to do, we have the thing, we sandwich something in there, right? You wedged it in between two things. So in order for a hot dog to be a sandwich, it's got to be wedged in between two things.
It is.
Nope, only one thing.
It's
Hot
wedged
dog
in
bun.
between, but you could argue that because you split the bun in half, it is wedged in there.
All
So
right,
then
but a
you're saying
taco's not.
Subway's whole thing, they're not sandwiches. That's their whole thing. They sell sandwiches. And now they're not sandwiches because they don't cut the bun all the way through. Or bread or whatever you want to call it.
But
They
they
only
are
cut it.
wedging the things in there. If you ever watch them make a sandwich at Subway, they're wedging that shit in there. They're really
Oh,
putting
when I'm making a hot dog, I'm wedging that wiener in there.
Well, I don't eat hot dogs. So, like,
Every once in a while, you know, a nice hot dog. As
no.
long as it's all beef. All
Yeah,
beefed out.
and then they're kosher maybe.
Like on
because
the
then,
4th of July or something, you gotta eat a hot dog then. You got to.
there's just so much
It's
filler. I
just
guess it depends on
simply
who you're looking at.
un-American. There's so much filler. Not all of them.
65% fat, and that's a hot dog.
You know, I'm young. It'll
I'm
be
gonna
okay.
die sometime. All right.
Well, we
Well,
all know that. Well, we don't all know, but you know that I loved hot dogs as a
oh
child.
my God, that was
I
like
loved
you
hot
had
dogs
bacon.
so much as a child that Dad got me a hot dog toaster one year for Christmas. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yep.
Where it
It
had the
had
hot
two
dogs
holes.
that you put in and then the
Yeah, it
bun.
had 2 holes for the wieners and then 2 for the buns.
How
But
long did that last before it got nasty?
I think I used it very much. I think I maybe used it like a handful of times
Mm.
because it was a toaster, like cooking, yeah, the greasy hot dog, and so
Yeah, that's what I mean.
it
Like
got
the
gross
grease is
pretty
gonna get down on the
quickly,
bottom.
and you can't really like clean the inside of it. But
Mm. Yeah, that's
yeah,
just one of those things that was like a gimmick gift. Mm.
exactly. But I did
Yeah.
see one not too long ago, like a couple years ago, at like Walmart or something like that. really brought me back. But I
Yeah.
did not buy it because that I don't need hot dogs like that.
I worked with a woman once. The only thing she ate was hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. Like every lunch and dinner, every lunch and dinner. And I think she just ate donuts for breakfast. And she did look
Which,
like she
like,
ate
I
that.
was gonna say, did she?
Very pallor, very light pallor to her skin.
Mm.
And then I ran into her because I remember going, "What? That's all you eat? No vegetables?" She's like, "Oh, no, I don't eat vegetables." And I'm like, "You eat fruit?" "No, I don't eat fruit." So it's like, oh my God, her poor body. And
Probably
so,
gonna have a heart attack at like 45.
well, I ended up running into her of all places at the gym, and she had,
Who would have thought?
she was like she looked like she was in her 50s, but I think she was only in her 30s. And she, you know what? She decided she'd gotten a really bad bill of health. I think someone in her family died young, and she just like took that as a wake up
Fine.
call and
That's good.
she told me she was very proud that she had expanded her diet out and was working with a nutritionist to
Good for
eat
her.
healthier. And I was like, yay, it's a
That's
win.
good. Good for her.
Yeah,
Left a
right.
hot
So,
dog mac
you
and cheese
can,
diet.
I think that life scares when someone's, that's 50 that dies, that's the family member. It's like a big wake up call for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we're getting off topic, but I mean, it's like the hot dog thing, hot dogs and mac and cheese. I mean, hot dogs, okay, once a year, fine, but you should not lean on that as your source of protein.
Mm-mm.
Mm,
No.
no.
I mean, admittedly, they are delicious, but yeah, everything in moderation.
Yeah, especially with the sodium nitrate that's in it.
Hmm. But they
Um,
do make hot dogs these days that don't have nitrates, so.
yeah, they just put a dye in there to keep it pink because you know that's one of the reasons why not only is it a preservative, but the color of the hot dog comes from that sodium nitrate. It doesn't allow
Mm.
the meat to oxidize because otherwise, without it, it would be gray colored. Kind of like, when you cook meat, it turns like a gray color. Imagine if your hot dog looked like that. People would not eat it because they've gotten so used to it. So your bologna, all of those things that have that pink tone to them, um, are because it has sodium nitrate in it.
Lovely. And if it doesn't have that, then it has dyes. But there's so many things these days, like bacon without nitrates.
Notice it has a little bit more of a like grayish color to it.
Mm. Well,
Hmm.
I'd rather have the gray color than sodium nitrate or dyes, so whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Still tastes
Like
good.
if you mixed sodium nitrate in with hamburger and you cooked it, you could cook it to well and it would still look medium rare.
That's disturbing.
It really does something to people's heads. Be sending it back to the kitchen all the time. Okay, is a hamburger
Back on
a
top. Oh,
sandwich?
a hamburger is definitely a sandwich. 100%.
Yes, because you got the bun,
Mm-hmm.
two pieces of bread, essentially, and the meat.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How about pizza? Pizza sandwich? It's bread.
Pizza's
You don't
not
really
a
wedge anything in there
sandwich.
though.
Yeah, no. Pizza is not.
Calzone.
A calzone, that's what I was thinking. I was gonna say a pizza's not a sandwich, but a calzone more so is a sandwich. But I feel like
Got her stumped.
it is more of a sandwich than pizza, but I still feel like it's not really. I mean, is a hot pocket a sandwich? Is a hand pie a sandwich? An empanada, is that a sandwich?
Friends, in my mind, I keep going back to the meat thing, but obviously, if we've got P&B and J as a sandwich, then I
Exactly.
think anything can be a sandwich if you got like it's
Anything
wedged in.
can sandwich.
If you
If you
can eat it
can.
with your hand, it's a sandwich, I guess.
But a calzone, that's a pretty messy one to eat with your hands. That's usually more of a fight, fork and knife dealio.
Yeah, we're back to the burrito debate. Yeah. How about a stromboli?
Stromboli, that one you do more eat with your hands. But I feel like those things are because they're baked though. Like you don't start out with your bread baked. and then put the stuffing in, so it's more of
I
like
see. Okay, so your bread has to be cooked in order for it
exactly.
in
Yeah.
the putting together.
I think so. I think that's vital.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
To
then stromboli,
redefine,
calzone are off the table.
I gotcha. Okay. So to
And
define a
that
sandwich,
would disqualify egg rolls too, because their outside is raw when you roll it together.
okay. All right. So it has to be cooked bread
Cooked
or
bread.
some
Yep.
bread-like
Cooked
substance.
filling. Cooked meat. At least
Whatever's
has to be
going
cooked.
in it basically is whatever you're making with can be eaten raw or be eaten as is separately without preparation.
Exactly.
And then
Or minimal preparation. I mean, because obviously a hamburger, you do cook the meat.
but I mean, like, you would cook the meat anyway. You got to make the hamburger before you make the hamburger. You got to make the burger before you make
Before you assemble it.
Before you assemble the whole thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right. Okay. Because by the same token, then you would have to cook a hot dog too. Although technically,
I mean, you technically don't have to, but like a cold dog right out of the fridge, that's pretty gross.
Well, I've seen people do that.
But I've seen people do that too.
Bratwurst, you have to definitely cook those ahead.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Other kinds of sauce, like an Italian sausage, if you were doing like a sausage, pepper, and onions.
Or like a steak and cheese.
Yep. Gotta cook the steak.
Meatball.
Yep.
All of which are now in the sandwich category, and then hoagies and wraps and burritos. So essentially, bread filling put together, but you eat it with
whatever
can
style.
Got it. Okay, so that's the sandwich definition.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess I can get around that. Poor Earl of Sandwich rolling over in his grave right now.
Yeah, but we shouldn't just, this shouldn't just be between us. We should ask the people of the internet, see what they think. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a taco a sandwich? Is a burrito a sandwich? I mean,
think
there's so many.
Weigh in, and then we
I
can
think so too.
do a follow-up debate. All right, what do you think, listeners? What constitutes a sandwich? Is a taco or a hot dog a sandwich? How about a burrito? And let's go crazy. Empanada, egg roll? Anyone? Sandwich or not? We love to hear.
I argue no, but we shall see what the internet has to say. I'm curious what ChatGPT has to say. To be honest,
what does ChatGPT have to say?
Yeah, let's see what he says. He or she, it.
It's it. ChatGPT is an it. It is not a he nor she. And those people that think it's a she or a he as a relationship tool, please.
Get outside. Touch grass.
Community is important.
All right. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Let's see what they have to say.
I'm
nervous. It says, the age-old culinary debate. The short answer, it says, is it depends on who you ask. And we've learned that here today, that's for sure. Some people say yes, because a sandwich is broadly defined as meat or filling between bread, which a hot dog is. And others say no, because the bun is connected. So it's basically just backing up everything that we've just talked about today.
Because it is just, AI just pulls from the internet,
It says it's culturally its own thing. You don't order a sausage sandwich at a ballpark.
Correct! You order a sausage sub. Or hero, or hoagie, depending on where you are. Grinder. Can't remember all the names for those things. Hero, hoagie,
Ah,
rifle.
though it says some legal rulings and food councils have declared hot dogs sandwiches. Many chefs and food lovers strongly disagree, but I, as a chef, stand behind the fact that a hot dog is a sandwich.
The fact that we had to have a governmental ruling on that's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody's debate
Yep,
got
it
a
says
little wilder than
it's
ours.
ChatGPT says that my verdict technically is yes, in that culturally it's its own category.
All right. Well,
So I
now
guess
you
we're
know.
both right, but that's just ChatGPT's take on the topic, and we want to hear what you guys have to say.
Very
So,
cool. And on that note, we shall end our debate having in a tie. So now we have to talk about some recipes. So we are going to.
Mom has a crazy sandwich for me to try.
Yes. Okay. Wait for it. I love peanut butter and banana, but I decided to take it up a notch. And a little ode to Elvis, but without the bacon, is a grilled banana peanut butter sandwich with mascarpone cheese.
Sounds disgusting.
Well, I guess we get to find out. And Lauren's sandwich recipe is going to be a total surprise.
Exactly. So you'll have to stay tuned for a little while to find out what my stupendous sandwich will be. So we'll see you guys in the kitchen.
Hey everyone! Today I have Lauren's Croche Mademoiselle. It's a bit of a take on, like, if you took French onion soup and you made it into a sandwich. It's kind of like the croque monsieur, which is a very traditional sandwich that you would get at a bistro in France. And this sandwich is like that. It has a bit of onion in it. I love the thyme. So fabulous. I can't wait to try it. I've already heard some yum sounds from Stefan. So I do hope that you guys try it, but I'll be back in a sec after I take a bite. The recipe challenge for this week is sandwiches, and Lauren sent me a croche mademoiselle. One of the few steps at the beginning is to caramelize the onions to make an onion jam. And then you can do that at the same time that you are going to make a Mornay sauce by making that roux. Do make sure you're under a low temperature as you toast that flour in anticipation of adding in the milk and then the cheese. In caramelizing the onions, make sure you move them around, but don't move them around too much or else they won't really caramelize, they'll mostly just cook. So I finished up the Mornay sauce by adding in the cheese, whisking that all up with the milk. And then once that was kind of beginning to melt, I did turn off the pan and let it set aside. Finishing up the onion jam is just adding in a little honey. I added some fresh thyme from the garden and the apple cider vinegar and stirred that all up. Part of that onion jam that's really important is to get all of the fond off the bottom, and I found I needed to add a little bit more apple cider vinegar than the recipe called for, just to make sure I had enough liquid to really ensure that I got all the yummy bits off the bottom of the pan. And to assemble the sandwich, I was really lucky that I had some sourdough bread that just came out of the oven, so I grabbed some of that and buttered it up, toasted it in a pan on both sides, and then I actually used the same pan to assemble the sandwiches. I made 2 sandwiches, adding the onion jam and some bacon that I had baked up earlier in the oven. It's the best way to do bacon. so you don't get a mess all over the stove. Added the apples. Make sure you slice those apples thinly because this won't be in the oven very long, so it won't really cook the apples. And then next you put the second pieces of bread on top and then add the Mornay sauce to the top of the sandwiches, pouring enough on so it'll kind of ooze over the edges, which I think is important. Adding some Gruyere cheese to the top and then putting that in the oven. Be sure to use a hot pad and have that ready because that handle will get hot. I put it in the broiler for 4 minutes and then ready to plate up and enjoy. So I made it with my own sourdough that I had come out of the oven this morning. You could also do it with a brioche, which would be also French. I didn't have any honey ham and I didn't want to head to the store, so instead I made it with a bacon we had in hand that we get from our local co-op. Oh yeah, I would give this recipe for sure 10 out of 10. Good kind of sandwich to serve if you want to have guests and do something just a little different. Great job, Lauren.
Today we're gonna make a sandwich. In a small bowl, you can start by combining peanut butter and mascarpone cream. Personally, I'm more of a chunky peanut butter girly, but for this preparation, creamy is definitely better. Once it's all folded together, you can set it aside on your counter. After that, I sliced 4 slices of bread for my 2 sandwiches. Gotta feed the cameraman, you know. Give me all your money. After that, I robbed him with my banana. Then I sliced my bananas in half lengthwise, and then we were ready for some sandwich assembly. I spread the peanut butter cream mixture onto 2 slices of bread and then my apple butter onto the other 2. After that, I slapped on some bananas and closed her up. Then I prepared my cast iron pan to grill my sandwiches with a little bit of butter. Seriously, I love my cast iron pan. I use this thing for everything. My most used piece of kitchen equipment. After my sandwiches were golden brown, they were ready to be consumed. They looked gorgeous. I wish I had some of my own sourdough bread for this recipe, but it came out great regardless. I sliced my sandwiches in half and then I was ready to try. Who is ready to try this sandwich? Not me! For whatever reason, this sandwich just seems really gross to me. I'm sorry, Mom, but peanut butter and mascarpone and banana just don't belong in a sandwich together in my mind. But I'm gonna try it anyways because I have to. So might as well just get it over with. But this is gonna be my lunch, and I promise I'm gonna eat this, the whole thing, off camera. For anyone who saw the McDonald's Big Arch review, here goes nothing. So it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It's honestly pretty good, but still just not something I personally would choose to make for myself. But the flavors all do work really well together. Obviously, peanut butter and banana is a classic combination. And this sandwich is really giving me like fried peanut butter banana Elvis sandwich or whatever, you know, his favorite sandwich was. I like it. I don't love it. I probably will never make it for myself again, but it's a sandwich, so that was the prompt we were going for, and this is delivering sandwich. But I hope you guys give this sandwich a shot and my sandwich choice a try, and let us know in the comments which one you think is the better sandwich. My mind, I know which one's better, but I'd love to hear from you guys so I can rub it in my mom's face that my sandwich is better. So go on, try both sandwiches and let us know what you think, and we'll see you back in the kitchen next week. Bye, happy cooking.
Another episode stirred, seasoned, and served. For more recipes, real talk, and family flavor, follow us and share with your favorite foodies. This is Too Many Cooks in the Kitchen, where better food and better health always start at home.
But don't hang up your apron just yet. Next time we're diving into toxic kitchen culture. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at 2 Cooks Podcast. That's the number 2 Cooks Podcast. In our link tree, you can find all the recipes we talk about and make them yourselves. But don't forget to tag us and share your thoughts. See you next time.